All right. I hope everyone is doing well. Today, we're going to do a little trade recap from this morning. However, it's a very special trade recap because for the past week or so, I've been deciphering in the background here on my desk, do I either want this tiger or this nice wooden box which has a bracelet in it? And so last night, I decided to be a genius and I put the tiger on the fucking box. So now the tiger looks like a G and he's like overlooking everything. So that's pretty sweet. But, anyways, going into this morning, going into the trade, or I should say trades, because I ended up taking two trades. I took one break even. It was pretty unfortunate, but then I re entered pretty quickly and caught a nice 5K day. I made $1,037 per account, so close to 5.2K. Not bad at all. But first things first, let's go into the bias on the day. So I actually had a very clear bias, and this is when you're going to get smooth days like this. I was very, very convinced that we were going to go lower. Reason being, lately, we've been just kind of ranging on the higher time frame for the past month or so. And we haven't really had any consistent moves in one direction. And so yesterday, we had this massive move up right here. And then when I looked at the chart this morning, I noticed that we completely slowed down without taking this super obvious draw. Now, ES has taken this draw already, but it was days ago, so I'm still willing to target it on NQ. I noticed pre-market, we completely edged that draw, and then we continue to be slow and work our way lower. So when price has a very big move up like that, a lot of the times we need to rebalance to high time frame fair value gaps in order to continue the move higher. So what do? I look at the 1 hour and the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, I see we have two 4 hour fair value gaps. This is going to be the closest one, so that's going to be the strongest draw on liquidity. And then we have this very big obvious one, which if you're in a position, you could let your position run or look to get another entry and target this draw. So very confident draws lower, confident bias, and I kind of assumed this first draw would get hit quick. So I open up the charts. And I don't usually like entering very early in the session, like within the first few minutes. But today was one of those days where it's just very clear and I gave it a shot. So the reason why I took this trade, I entered off of this candle close here at 9:31, targeting this first draw. I think it's a little bit above a 1-to-1, 1 to 1.23, so not too bad. But the biggest reason why I took this trade was actually because of ES. Now, there is something that one of the guys in my Discord pointed out to me that I didn't even realize before, is that at open here, NQ came up and we were still showing signs of weakness, but ES tapped into a 15-minute gap. I didn't even see that 15-minute gap. So kind of, you can see it right here, very clear. So a little bit unfortunate that I didn't see that. I probably would have entered my position earlier and wouldn't have gotten break even on this first trade, but it is what it is. The reason I entered this trade is because we get this opening candle right here, pretty bullish candle on both ES and NQ, but then NQ fails to keep going higher while ES continues to go above this candle. So if my draw is correct, I am fully convinced that we're going to go lower, and this is just morning manipulation. If my draw is correct, NQ is going to stay weak, drag us down, and ES is going to start correlating with NQ and get dragged down by NQ. Sure enough, what happens? We come up, fail to go higher. NQ has this massive displacing bearish candle. ES ends up turning bearish and follows with it. I enter my position on this candle close. Around here, I went break even, and unfortunately, we got stopped out barely, which is a little bit tough, but it is what it is. That's part of trading. Control your risk. In the future, this could have very well went against me, and I'd be very happy with the break even. However, I was still very convinced that my draw was correct and that we were going to go lower, especially with this displacement. So I was looking for a re-entry. And when I saw this candle come up here, and then I'm going to take this off. When I saw this candle come up, and then we close bearish, I was looking at ES to see, do we have a fair value gap? Do we have anything that we're tapping into? And we had this little, you can barely see it, this little 1 minute fair value gap. But that was my condition. I want to see, are we tapping into anything? We kind of inversed it, but with the draw I had lower and the level of confidence I had that price was going to go lower, I was willing to give this a shot if I got confirmation that we weren't going to push up higher and we were going to hold this retracement. So price comes up, we get this candle close. I didn't enter on this close. I had 90% conviction. I just needed that extra 10% to really make sure that we were actually going to go lower. So I ended up entering as soon as this candle broke below the close of this candle here. That is when I got in my position. So right about there. Stop at this wick high. And then I did hold a little bit past the draw. Don't judge me here. I wanted my 5K day. I wanted 1,000 per account. So that's why I did that. A little bit greedy, sure. But with this level of displacement, I'm willing to take the risk on a couple points. So pretty simple trade. Not really too much to go over. These are the type of trades you get when you're confident in your draw, you have a good bias, and the market has volume. We unfortunately got break even, but I was able to quickly find a re-entry, and then we took advantage of the conditions. So super awesome. Not much else to say about that. But as always, I have the link to join my free Discord. That's going to be in the description of this video. I posted my bias today. I told everyone exactly what I was looking for. It ended up playing out perfectly. I review you guys' trades. I'll commentate throughout market open. I was even talking while I was in this trade. And it's just overall, it's a free community. So super, super helpful. Nothing to lose. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.